What's up, Fin fans? I had a different video planned for today. I actually had it uploaded and ready to go for noon until I saw the very, very sad news that you're all watching this video today, and that's because this might be controversial, but the greatest NFL coach of all time, I don't care what anyone says to me, unfortunately passed away this morning at the age of 90 in his home. I heard, I read it was peaceful. There's, no complications, none of this. Unfortunately, Don Shula did pass away this morning at the age of 90. Once I saw this news, I had to make a video. I had to talk about the greatness that was Don Shula, the greatest NFL coach in NFL history. Again, I don't care what you think of Bill Belichick. I don't care about how many Super Bowls he has. I don't care. Don Shula is the greatest NFL coach in NFL history, the only undefeated NFL coach in NFL history. So, the video I had planned for today, I'll probably put out either tomorrow or Wednesday. It was, I gave my depth chart, my first depth chart for the season, but this is way more important to talk about Don Shula, to talk about what he did for this organization, what he did for football, how he transcended this team, made this team into what they are, made the players on this team into what they were. The Dolphins wouldn't be the Dolphins. Dan Marino wouldn't be Dan Marino. Bob Greasy, Earl Morrall, Mercury Morris, Larry Zonka, Marx Brothers. I can go down the list. Jake Scott, No Name Defense. The list goes on and on. Would not be what they are, what they were, without the greatness of Don Shula. It's just he 90, lived a great life. This was eventually going to happen, but you're never prepared for this. I barely got to watch Don Shula. I was born in 87. I didn't really start watching football. I maybe watched about a year or two of Don Shula. He retired in 1995. I didn't really get to watch Don Shula, but if you're a Dolphins fan, you watch the history of this team. I have multiple DVDs that talk about the history of the Miami Dolphins because of how much I love them, and I want to know the history of the team. And he just transcends. He is the all-time great head coach. Just look at, he was with the Baltimore Colts from 63 to 69. In 68, they went to the Super Bowl and lost to the Jets. That's probably why he went to the Dolphins, because now he really hates the Jets. Then he goes to the Miami Dolphins in 70. There was that whole controversy with how the Dolphins went about getting him. Was there a lot of tampering? It is what it is. It was the 1970s. It is what it is. And the Dolphins, it didn't take them long. That's the thing too. The Dolphins came into this league. They were horrible. Yes, their first ever play was a kick return for a touchdown, but they were horrible. Don Shula comes in 1970. They go to the Super Bowl in 1971. Right there shows how great of a head coach this man is. They lose. They lose in 1971 in that Super Bowl. Don Shula says this will never happen again. I'm never going. I don't ever. No. So the next year they go undefeated and they win the Super Bowl. The year after that they go back to the Super Bowl. They win again. He didn't like that feeling of losing in 1971, so he went to back-to-back Super Bowls afterwards and won both of them. Took him a minute to get to the Super Bowl again, went in 1982. Fortunately, lost that one, and then he brought that draft pick, that draft pick from Pitt. Why is he falling? He called up the Pitt head coach. Why is this guy falling? I don't know, but if you don't take him, it's the biggest mistake you've ever made in your entire life. So the Miami Dolphins take Dan Marino. Take him to the Super Bowl. Unfortunately, we had to face the 49ers with Joe Montana and all that great team. And we lost. Took this team to 5 Super Bowls. The man in his career and his life has been to 6 Super Bowls. The greatness that is Don Shula, you can't overlook it. 328 wins is how many wins Don Shula has. Bill Belichick, everyone wants to talk about he's the greatest of all time. Bill Belichick, 273 wins. He's 55 behind Don Shula. he's not beating Don Shula's record. Don Shula will go down in history as the most winning coach in NFL history with 328 wins. So, I just wanted to talk about some of the greatness that is Don Shula, what he instilled in this organization, what he instilled in the city of Miami. He is the greatest NFL coach in NFL history. You have Patriot fans saying, well, Bill Belichick won more Super Bowls. You'll have 49ers fans saying, undefeated, most wins. Yes, Super Bowls matter, but so do other things to me. So yes, unfortunately today I have to, make this video. I have to talk about Don Shula passing away at the age of 90. This isn't going to be a long video. I'm not making, a 20-minute video. Just because, you want to recognize the greatness that is Don Shula. You want to appreciate the greatness that is him. Everyone in the sports world. It's not only going to be me. ESPN, NFL Network, all of the sports world is going to be mourning and talking about Don Shula today. That's how big he was. That's how big the man, the myth, the legend Don Shula was. I haven't had the fortune of eating at his steak restaurant, but I heard it's really good. Some of you guys that live down in Florida can attest to that. I heard it's really good. But he will be missed. He like I said, he made this franchise into what they were. Before Don Shula got here, we weren't anything. The Miami Dolphins were nothing. And then he comes in 1970 and takes them to 3 straight Super Bowls. You can't, and over his years, 25 years with the Miami Dolphins organization, 3 times did they have a record under 500. 3 times out of 25 years did they have a record under 300. And I, off the top of my head, trying to look at the stats in my head, I think about 5 or 6 times did they have an 8-8 record. Other than that, winning records. So take 9 times out of his 25-year career did he have, transcends. He is one, if not the greatest NFL coach in NFL history. So everyone, all Dolphin fans across the world are mourning this loss. We're thoughts and prayers go out to his family. Thoughts and prayers go out to the Dolphins organization. Thoughts and prayers go out to all of those Dolphin players that he has touched. I have interviewed Richmond Webb on this channel. We've talked about Don Shula and how he was a no-nonsense coach. I've made the joke of saying to Richmond Webb, nowadays you have tackles and offensive linemen going out for passes. Would you ever ask Don Shula for that? And he said, no, you don't ask Don Shula for anything. You just do what he says. You go out there and you play hard for him. It's the type of coach he was. And you could see that not only are the Miami Dolphins organization trying to chase the next Dan Marino, but for a very long time, 1995, have we been trying to chase the next Don Shula. So, thoughts and prayers go out to Don Shula's family. We're going to miss him. All Dolphin fans are going to miss him. All Dolphin fans know the greatness that is him. He's going to look down on this team. Hopefully, this team starts to turn it around for him. Starts to play better for him. Starts to play the way he would want them to play. But, comment below. Let me know your favorite Don Shula stories, your favorite Don Shula memories, your favorite Don Shula games. How did Don Shula mean to you? I know a lot of you guys got to watch Don Shula. Maybe some of you guys met Don Shula. Be sure to comment that below. Let's talk about the history and the greatness of Don Shula on this very sad day. I'll see you guys probably Wednesday with the next video, which I had planned for today. I'm not going to do my normal spiel. I'm not going to tell you guys, this isn't the video for that. But I will see you guys on Wednesday with my depth chart video. But like usual, stay classy. And Don Shula, fins up.